nígbà tẹ́ parí iléèwé ìjẹ́ ní ọ̀fà láti travel abroad láti lọ kàwé.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ta.
Kẹ́ tó lọ sí ti ara ni.
Kí n tẹ̀ tó lọ náà tiẹ̀ àbí WTB ti jẹ́ gbà mo ní scholarship Shannon fellowship láti lọ University of British Columbia Vancouver Canada. Mo ní teaching assistantship láti lọ sí University of Pittsburgh Pennsylvania ní America. Mo dẹ̀ ní scholarship láti lọ sí London School of Economics UK. Bẹ́ẹ̀ta ẹ̀ mọ́ ni. Àwọn èèyàn máa ń ní opportunity bẹ́ẹ̀ torí pé kò sẹ́ni tó respect education Nigeria. Tó bá lọ jáde University Nigeria wọ́n á gbé dìfọ̀ ẹ̀. The Commonwealth, yes, we're very well respected.
Social events.
Kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́ o. Ṣé peter man to list one Commonwealth ṣe gbà mí à ń sin ní the first 100 university.
Kò lè rí bẹ́ẹ̀ báyìí.
Kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Gbà yẹn teaching hospital you see yìí but òun àti University of Edinburgh teaching hospital wọ́n ti wà number 1 the whole of British Commonwealth. Ìyẹn bó ṣe dáa tó tó fi jẹ́ pé ọmọ ọba Saudi Arabia tó bá.
Ìjẹ́ ní ọ̀fà láti travel abroad láti lọ kàwé.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ta.
Kẹ́ tó lọ sí ti ara ni.
So here the presenter asked him after he finished his first degree, bachelor's degree, did he get any offers from the international institution to come and study abroad or to come and study? And he said yes, he did. He said that he got an offer from the University of British Columbia in Canada. Okay, teaching assistant scholarship to study in the University of Penn, Pennsylvania. And he was awarded a scholarship to study in London School of Economics, which is a very big university. So this is a story of a man who, during his time growing up in Nigeria, after finishing his first degree, 3 scholarship awaited him after his bachelor's degree, and they wanted him to come to either Canada, US, or the UK to come and study. What else did he say? Because the education system in Nigeria at the time was very respected. It was very well respected within the Commonwealth and the international community. However, it's not the case anymore. It's not that way anymore. He said that the teaching hospital in UCLH, I think it's in UCLH somewhere, UCH, so, teaching hospital in UCH, I think, was competing with the University of Edinburgh, which is quite amazing because University of Edinburgh is a great university. Okay, so that's the first side. Then the second bit, I'm going to put that now, and action. So here he was saying that during his time as an undergrad, he would have a reading desk, like in Nigeria, when I was in Nigeria. Oh my God. To even go to university, to like a secondary school, like to just go to secondary school, you have to get your own desk, your own table, and then you have to get your own flogging cane to flog you. You have to get your own books. So he was saying back in those days at university, they're given their own desks, their own table. They get the laundries done. Someone else does the laundry for them. I don't know if they have to pay for this stuff, but these are things that were in place for them to use. Like, they were living the life. Girl. The first riot in the Ile-Ife was the riot of 1960. Was it in 1960? I don't know. 1960. And what happened was it was due to pride. So basically, they asked all the undergrads that when you're done eating, please take your tray to the tray desk or tray area or something. Right. So they said that when you're done eating, remove your plates and all of your cutleries, put them somewhere, and then put the tray elsewhere. So it was due to pride, and obviously due to the fact that they were being pampered. And a riot came out of this because they felt like, why are you asking me to, put my trays and all this stuff? Why are you giving me extra work? I'm an undergrad. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means? Give me my respect. There's one thing about Nigerian, is pride. It's in the blood. Now, the undergrads in Nigeria, tell me, do you get this privilege? No, tell me. Are universities treating you like this, even the private ones? Are you being this pampered? Yeah. So the varieties in the cafeteria would be oats, custard, porridge, oats, bean flour, beans cake, akara beans cake. What else? I missed it. So beans cake is both akara and moi moi. So beans cake, cornflakes, and you can have more than one round. Fried rice, chicken, the whole lot. Like it was the life. They were living the life. And the library was filled with books, good books, current books that you can read to top up your knowledge or to get more information about anything that you're being taught. And the professors were happy. There were minimal strikes, tough, strict, but minimal strikes, and the professors were very happy. And then the presenter said something I said, that he felt so emotional hearing how good these young people were treated about 40, 50 years ago, that he felt like crying. And the first time I saw this interview, I also felt like crying. I was like, what? Like, I hear this stuff as well, but I didn't know it was that nice. Like, it was actually you're actually treated like a human being. So I then asked, who's still Nigeria? Let's go. So, Mr. Farambi said that the youth of Nigeria of today, have never seen a good country. So if you're born between 1980, even 1970, up until now, you've never seen a good Nigeria. You've just heard about it, you've never seen a good Nigeria. And so there is space for you to protest or to want to see a better Nigeria or to fight for a better Nigeria. You should be allowed to do that because you've been denied your birthright. He said before you finish before the end of your your undergrad, you don't have to leave your institution. Big companies, Unilever, Oliver, Shell. What else? Oh God. All the banks, basically, UBA.
Interview. If I hear, so but if I want to know what to get, let's see. At the very least, I was supposed to have when I finish,
You'll be driven. Once you finish your degree, you get a car. You'll be driven to your new place of work. I think you'll be given a car, basically company car, and lots of free things. And then he said, unlike today, whereas after studying, you have to be the one to go and look for a job for yourself. You'll be the one to go and fend for yourself. There's no job out there. Nigeria was good. He said when he was an undergrad, sorry, I should have posted there. He said when he was an undergrad and then the riot broke out in Ile-Ife, he wrote a letter, handwritten letter, to Yakubu Gowon. Yakubu Gowon was the head of state of the military state of Nigeria, head of the military state of Nigeria at the time, and he sent it via the post office, and the letter was received, and he got a reply. Yakubu Gowon said, yes, the riot started, and yes, you've been transferred from Ile-Ife to Osaka, right? And they will because he was being sponsored. He had a sponsorship to go to a university in Nigeria, and he wanted to ask how would he continue to fund his studying because his scholarship was for Ile-Ife, not Osaka. So Yakubu Gowon said that he's going to continue. The military state of Nigeria will continue to fund his education. Don't worry, just keep studying. And then he said if you compare it to today, if he sends a letter to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, there is no way no one else will get a reply. Did you hear that? The head of the military state of Nigeria.
They don't know that this can be good.
He said the youth of today, the Nigerian youth of today, they don't know a good they don't know what a good nation, what it means for a nation to work. They don't know what it means for people all over Africa to want to be in Nigeria. Nigeria was the hot spot. My grandmother left Cotonou to come to Nigeria. Nigeria was the it. If it was a human being, it would be the it girl. It would be the hottest boy in school. Nigeria was or Lagos was that, the it city. Sex and the City. It wasn't sex, but at that time he said 384 naira was to fly from London to Lagos to London, and about 600 naira is needed to fly first class or business class from Lagos to London. To think that in Nigeria of today, you can go to a lecture theatre and there's no place to sit. A chair is an issue. It was unheard of, it was unthought of. It was unfathomable. Doesn't make sense. And back in the 1960s, they were complaining that there was no money, that things are hard. Now, how are things now? Horrible. Horrendous. There's no word. It's over. It's finished. Basically, the development of Nigeria was wasn't wasn't taken seriously. So he said that back in the 1960s they had 4 universities, and 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 something, but now you have, and 55 million debt or something like this, and now you have more university and over some billion worth of debt basically. um so things aren't moving in the right direction. This is a man who became a chief executive at the age of 33. Okay, then he said that there are many people in their 30s that don't even have employment, or they're struggling to find employment. Well, in the world today, you have people even in the West that are struggling with employment. You see, the job market is not like it was back in the day. But the emphasis he's putting here is that the fact that things were just better in those days for the youths and for people who wanted to study. The opportunities were there. The money was there to fund people's studies and their educational ambitions, and unlike today. So he thinks the Nigerian government got to a stage where they just failed or did not plan for the development of Nigeria. Whereas I beg to differ. I really disagree. I think the things were good in the 1960s because Nigeria gained its independence in the 1960s. So for the first few years in the 1960s, they were just simply transitioning from being a colonized nation to being independent. So, and being the whole idea of democracy, I wanted to leave my opinion at the end, but I just want to say this because the whole idea of democracy is a foreign idea. It's a European idea. It's something that was imposed upon the African people. It's not the way they do things. It's not about cutting regions and telling me I have to love the Hausas and the Igbos and the whatever, and I have to play this one Nigeria and I have to be all lovey-dovey or friendly mully with my neighbors when I just want to be I just want to be with my tribe. And if I want to choose to go to the Hausas or the Igbos, I want to be able to go there, but I don't want to have to. Don't impose things upon me. And I think that was the problem here, because the British came and they forced them to reunify and to love each other and to act as though they were best friends. But really and truly, they were doing okay before the British came. They just respected each other. They didn't fight or anything, or maybe at a minimal level. But now they have to love each other. They have to play, best family. When really and truly things were better before the British came. It's a succession of failure that ended up as accumulation of failure, and I think that's just the perfect way of saying it. A succession of failure that ended up as accumulation of failures. And then the worst of it all was the fact that oil was found in the 1970s or so. That was just the end of Nigeria. Having found oil in the Niger Delta area was just the end, because everybody wants a bit of the gold rush, the oil rush. So yeah, thank you for watching.